Hello guys, today I will show you my mana setup. Here it is. This is, in my opinion, good enough. It has taken me through chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, and I consider it quite cute. So I have here 3 mana pools. In the middle is a mana splitter, which is connected to all of them, and the mana splitter is the item that receives the mana from the mana spreaders. I'm using 2 mana spreaders. Right now these 2 mana spreaders are Elven mana spreaders because I have reached this point where I have unlocked them. You need to have the Elven portal for this. But otherwise, if you don't have Elven mana spreaders, just use the regular mana spreader, okay? So I'm actively using 2, and they are pointing to the mana splitter, which then fills the 3 mana pools with mana. I have 4 end of flames here. These are connected to 1 spreader. I have 4 more end of flames here. They are connected to this mana spreader. And then for fuel, I'm using blocks of coals inside the oak drawer. I have an oak drawer here where I can put so many blocks of coal, huge numbers. If you even put upgrades, it can hold so many. And then over it, I have an andesite funnel, which is an amazing item that is holding it's basically pulling a couple of coals, blocks of coals. So when the end of flames need them, they take them, and then automatically it draws some more out. I love this andesite funnel. I'm not sure, but I believe that they do despawn at some point. So I think that there is a kind of loss with a block of coals. I'm not sure if it's related to the andesite funnel or because I was using not so efficient mana spreaders before. In any case, even if there is a little bit of a loss, it's still totally worth it because you can claim the chunk here. This is the map, okay? The map. So you just right click and claim the chunk, and then you can just put so many blocks of coals in the drawer, and you can go and do whatever else you want on the other side of the world, and this will still be going on here, and your mana pools will be filling here. So this is really cool. Andesite funnel, amazing, together with the oak drawer. And then I have this mana spreader here that I'm using for the Runic altar. Now, if you're doing the recipes that have to do with mystical agriculture for the Runic altar that require a lot of mana, these tertium, prudentium recipes, which in the beginning you will need the Runic altar for them, it's taking a lot of time to load. You can use 2 mana spreaders for this. You can point 2 mana spreaders at the Runic altar, or even 3, okay? So this stage is a stage that you pass very quickly when you discover the metallurgic infuser, which is an amazing item that works with redstone or mana, but with redstone is much more, I don't know, much more easier, I would say. I've been putting redstone wherever I can. When I can choose between mana and redstone, I'm using redstone because I have like huge fields of redstone and coal, by the way, from mystical agriculture. I can show you these fields as well if you want. So you can have a mana spreader that's taking from these mana pools mana and it's throwing it to the runic altar. And at the same time, if you need to load it with mana, you can point the mana spreaders, the elven ones, or the ones you have that are taking mana directly from the End of Flames, to the runic altar again. But probably it will be faster if you put these mana spreaders here and then point them to the runic altar. The problem that I had with the runic altar is that you can't have anything in between. If there's something obstructing the view, it won't take the mana, so it's a little bit tricky to coordinate the architecture of the area. But yeah, just if you're at this stage where you need a lot of mana, just, I don't know, craft a couple of mana spreaders around the mana pools. What I like to do also is to use mana tablets. I just fill them with mana, throw them randomly here, because I make sure that I have always block of coals here, so when my mana pools are full, I'm storing the mana in these tablets. Are there better ways to do these things? Yeah, I hope there are. There must be better ways. This can't be it. But for me, this was good enough, and I'm showing this just because someone asked in the comments about this. So if I ever need mana urgently, I have mana tablets. And for example, let me show you another thing. I have here a setup. I have the Orechid here, which transforms stone into ores, this flower. We have a mana pool, Elven mana spreader, and I have 4 End of Flames. They are floating. It's very easy to create a floating End of Flame. It's basically End of Flame plus a few things. And the good thing is that they can float, so you don't need to plant them on grass. So for this setup here, I only needed 1 dirt block, the Orechid, and so I have the same setup here with block of coals in the oak drawer, the andesite funnel on top, and the Elven mana spreader that's putting here the mana. But this takes a long time, so if I have a tablet, I just throw it in there. And it fills the mana pool real fast. And now the mana is in there. So what I have done is I have down here fields of mystical agriculture seeds like redstone, elemental ones, diamond, anything you can imagine. And this is my coal field, which you can see it's really huge. So for the coal field, I'm using the Horn of the Wild and the Awakened Supremium can and the Ring of Magnetization. And this way I right click and I can harvest everything. At the same time I can select the Supremium can and I can make them grow again and do this again, and this way I can get a lot of coal. That's how I'm doing it. And then you can just put these blocks of coals, like the stacks of them. Uh-oh, an Enderman was here. And yeah, you can put them in the drawers and you can just go for a vacation. So this here is my setup for the Elven portal. This is the Elven portal. It doesn't lead you anywhere. I can't go to the elves, but you throw items in there and you get some others. So here I have a lot of End of Flames because I thought that these things, the Natura pylon, need a lot of mana. And so I'll have like 4 and 4, 8 and 4, 12, 14 I have. And I have 1 mana spreader, 2, 3, 4 mana spreaders, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Natura pylons. I have 1 oak drawer and underside funnel there, 1 oak drawer and underside funnel here for these flowers here. The mana pools are almost full. This one's full. Let's remove the ring of magnetization because it will cause problems. This mana pool is also full. Yeah, I just threw my tablet there to get some mana since it's full. Okay. And I can put some coal here and some coal here, and this will be working now for a while. I used this in the beginning, just a dropper, but the underside funnel is really much better. So what else can I tell you about the mana situation here? There is this machine, or however you want to call it, terrestrial agglomeration plate that you will need in the future. So you would need mana pools nearby and the spark. The sparks, on top of it 1 spark, and on top of the mana pools 1 spark. And that's how the mana will be transferred to the terrestrial agglomeration plate through the sparks. So it needs to be nearby and sparks, because Elven mana spreaders or mana spreaders will not work really. So I hope I told you everything. I hope I showed you everything and that you found something useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Goodbye.